So for this slide, I will let Datuk Sydney to further expand.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm glad to see we have 35 participants with us this evening. We recognize that in the course of the last 25 minutes, we have shared quite a bit of information about Radium. As you are probably aware, we are preparing for our IPO slated to be on the 31st of the month. Here we have 10 points that we hope will be the key takeaways at the end of this session. And we hope that with this summary, with these 10 points, you would be able to consider our merits as an investment into the company. First thing to recognize is that there is no offer for sale of shares in our IPO exercise. Essentially, what this means is that every single ringgit from the 434 million ringgit that we are raising from the exercise will be utilized by the company. Dato' Gary and the other controlling shareholders will not be taking any cash out of the exercise. There is no offer for sale. Second thing to note, the group has always and will continue to maintain a low debt to equity ratio. As indicated by Sam, our CFO, over the last 3 years, we have gone from 0.48 to the current level of 0.24. Going forward, we foresee that we will still be positive cash, net cash in 2023 and 2024. And going forward, the debt to equity ratio will also be maintained at no more than 0.25, and that's a practice that we hope we will practice going forward. Point number 3, superior and healthy cash flows. As indicated by our CFO, our products generally sell out within 12 months of launching. And what that means is cash flow is healthy. And with the healthy cash flows, this is how we are able to maintain the low debt to equity ratio. Point number 4, what is important to note that the management team led by Datuk Gary, who is only 42 years old, the team is young and driven. So what we want to assure the investors is that with a young and driven management team, we are able to move with the times. We are able to accommodate changes that are necessary. For example, in September 2020, during COVID year, we launched a project in Sentul. And why we were unusual is because we were able to achieve 75% sales from September to December 2020. And Datuk Gary and his sales team were able to achieve this because the young team came into the office, took a video of the showroom, and they started doing sales via WhatsApp. Again, the point that we want to emphasize is that when we have a young, dynamic management team, we are able to change with the times that is necessary. I will cover point number 5 and number 6 together. We wanted to highlight that when it comes to governance, we are actually pretty strong. Datuk Gary and I take governance very seriously. Accordingly, you will notice from the prospectus that we have 10 directors on the board of Radium, 5 of whom are independent, led by Tan Sri Amin, the past mayor of Kuala Lumpur, and 4 female directors, 4 of whom are very high caliber individuals. The reason why Datuk Gary and I spend a lot of time seeking out individuals of such high caliber is to ensure that going forward, governance will be something that is of high value in the company, and that we are able to assure the investing public that governance will always be a priority. Point number 7, just to mention in passing that in our opinion, our enterprise value of approximately 8 times is competitive and comparative in our opinion. Point number 8, the dividend policy of not less than 30%. Again, what we want to emphasize here is prior to listing, Datuk Gary and the other partners control 100% of the Sdn Berhad. On the day of listing, when Radium becomes a listed Berhad, we as the promoters will still control 75%, close to 75% of the enlarged capital. Accordingly, every 1 ringgit of dividend that we pay out, we get to enjoy 75 cents. Therefore, there is no reason whatsoever for us not to honor the dividend policy and not for the dividend policy to be practiced in the years to come. Point number 9, healthy margins. Unlike some of our competitors, we do enjoy a gross margin of about 30% and a net margin of close to 20%. This is fairly high compared to our peers, and it's because of the product that we sell. Because Radium is a very disciplined developer, we focus on housing the working class, providing them with a condominium with a KL address, 300,000 to 600,000 ringgit. Therefore, we have superior cash flows, and with healthy margins, we are able to maintain good debt to equity ratio. And of course, accordingly, we are able to pay our dividends. Last but not least, just as a reminder, the proceeds of this IPO will be primarily used to build our war chest. We want to always be in a position to make cash offers to buy land to grow the company. And accordingly, this is the strategy that we will still employ going forward. We hope that with these 10 points, you would consider Radium as an investment opportunity. And we are